Hello everyone, welcome to the Science Talk. Today we have with us Narayan Prasad, the CEO of SatSearch. Hello Narayan, welcome to the Science Talk. How are you doing today?
Hi Sanket, I'm doing fine. Thank you for this opportunity.
Awesome, that's good to know. I'm also looking forward to talking with you regarding the space industry in India and beyond. So, in the last discussion which we had, we talked about the new space ecosystem around basically it means and how it started in India and the impact it has on a common man in India. Let's go global right now. Can you talk more about is there any collaboration of new space ecosystems around the world, like any collaboration between new space India companies and some new space companies in Europe or somewhere else?
Yeah, absolutely. And one initiative that comes to my mind directly at this point of time is a joint venture between a German company and an Indian company to mass produce microsatellites in India. So far, either companies have built satellites as one-off or these custom-built kind of cars, right, where you have just a few of them on the road and it's at very high prices. And now this company, a joint venture between a German company and an Indian one, they are trying to bring this approach of what Ford did with cars by having an assembly line and mass producing cars to reduce the cost. And this is exactly what they are trying to do with this German company, trying to partner in a way that they can use the facilities in India, the manpower, which are highly skilled, and the lower running costs for the infrastructure and so on, which would mean that they are trying to kind of mass produce satellites for the first time of the order of 100 to 150 kilograms. And that would allow then having these, many cost than what people would be paying for per satellite what is today.
I see. That's really interesting example. Okay. Can you talk also more about, is there any other Indian companies which are actually, other than this German and Indian company, are there any other companies who are trying to create this whole supply chain process across multiple suppliers or multiple vendors in all around the world?
Yeah, I mean, just even with my own company, SatSearch, right? So our idea came with the fact that I always asked engineers in Europe and US, can you name one Indian supplier who supplies to the space program? And often they had no clue, and they never knew that there are 300 or 400 suppliers in India who actually service the space program, right? And so we are trying to kind of reduce the barrier that there is of knowledge and transparency and openness of the supply chain, which means that if an Indian supplier is competent enough and is technically qualified and can deliver quality, and it should be able to deliver to any space mission anywhere in the world. And you see this having happened already in the aviation sector, with many of the aircraft parts actually being designed and even manufactured in India. And we are seeing this goal of having some of these successes in the aviation sector, for example, happen in the space industry through our initiative.
That's amazing example and a comparison between the aviation and the space industry as well. And I hope this picks up and people start knowing more about other vendors across the world, basically through SatSearch and other websites as well. Let's talk about something about the applications. Are there any other companies in India which are running pilot projects which are applicable to India, but they can be scaled up to a global scale?
Yeah, absolutely. One company that comes to my mind immediately is Numerate. It's a startup based out of Mumbai, and they actually take satellite data, weather data, and a few other information sources to actually have an app, an Android app, which fishermen can use for either monitoring the safety of weather or to look at their location for their locational safety. And satellite images, of course, with the sea surface temperature actually tells you what are the potential fishing zones, which means that they also enable fishermen through the Android app on their smartphone to know where exactly to go and fish. So you have this company then using satellites in many unique ways by either catering to the safety of the fishermen or to increase the catch of the fish. to also enable sustainable fishing by reporting how much fish they've caught, and to eventually also reduce the consumption of diesel, for example, which they would be using otherwise if they didn't know where exactly to go and fish. So the same approach and the application can be extended to large parts of Southeast Asia or to Africa or Latin America, for example.
Wow, that's really a revelation. I didn't know there was actually projects going on in India. I hope this actually happens. The ideas being built in one country expands to applications in another country, and the whole supply chain comes together. Thank you so much for enlightening us about this issue. Thank you so much, NP.
I hope so too. Thank you very much.